Welcome back. We have just read the second Rime journal found here on this desk. And it told us about the construction of the towers, as well as some more things about the crystal viewer, but we still haven't found the crystal viewer itself. Where could it be? Where else could we go? There's not any more levels. Can't go further up, can't go further down. But wait a second. We rotated the elevator after we got up here. Can we go down with the elevator in this orientation? Let's try that out. It worked! And we have found that there is more to this passage. I guess originally this passage and the one coming from the entrance were just connected until Atrus built this elevator and apparently decided he'd throw up another roadblock for possible intruders. Although I have no idea who there could possibly be to intrude in this particular age. After all, didn't look particularly inhabited, or even habitable for that matter. I guess maybe he was afraid somebody would find his books or something, like we have. Of course, it was nice of Atrus to tell us about how to get in here when he dropped that book in Myst, but then I guess he was preoccupied. Anyway. Oh, elevator doors close automatically. What is here? Could it be the crystal viewer? Looks like it. Even though it does not look anything like its counterpart in Myst 4, then I guess that was a much more upgraded version with support for sound and as well as a refrigeration unit, of course, that made it work in Tamana rather than just here in Rime. I guess we kind of sort of already saw Rime in Myst 4, just a glimpse of it when talking to Atrus via that crystal viewer. Hey, that cot looks awfully familiar. It's exactly the same as the cot we've previously seen in Uru, or seen in the future in Uru. Particularly the one in the rest area, the Great Shaft, in Either Toman. And there is a map of sorts here. I think this same map may also have been used in Uru. I can't get closer to it than this, so I can't look at it better. As well as a knapsack or rucksack or something. But we can't find out what's in it. Supplies! Food, maybe. There is also another desk here. With a similar machine, or whatever this is, on it as upstairs. And I think this maybe is a kettle? I would not mind a nice cup of tea in this kind of weather. In fact, in this kind of cold, a cuppa does you good. And there's a note. It is real. The work of your hands, the touch of my dreams. I've left my dream for you. I'm only yours, Catherine. I kind of like the symmetry here that we started the game with a note from Atrus to Catherine, and now, near the end, we're seeing a note from Catherine to Atrus. Her handwriting does seem to be an awfully lot more legible than it was in Riven, though. Anyway, it's another combination for something on the crystal viewer, but what? Apparently something that Catherine dreamt. What exactly the story is with Catherine's dreams is never explained, but she seems to use her dreams for inspiration to write her ages. I don't know, she'd probably say it was guidance from the Maker or something, I don't know. It seems that using her dreams she also was able to divine this crystal viewer code. And since there's only really one reason that Catherine was interested in the crystal viewer and this age at all, which is the same reason why Atrus wrote this age and built the crystal viewer, I do believe that I can guess what age this is. Well, I guess the only thing we can do is try to use the crystal viewer and see if my hypothesis is correct. Let's see. We have got some kind of circle and a book sitting on one of these geodes, I guess, with something over the top over where the linking panel would be. So it kind of reminds me of the book window material that Catherine used in Riven to fix against broken books. And there's a button, which doesn't do anything. What are these things then? They kind of also look like the geodes that Atrus described. Aha! I think I found the crystals. Now, I don't remember these crystals being able to morph in Myst 4, and in fact that doesn't really make an awful lot of sense that they'd do that. What I think is more likely is that this is actually a graphical representation or holographic image or something of the actual crystals which are elsewhere. Because this room is probably not cold enough for the crystals to work. Otherwise it would be very uncomfortable to work here. But I just brought up 5 crystals and nothing is happening. Ooh, it looks like we can change their color by hovering over them. But so far, no effect. Kinda neat. Let's try that button again. Ah! Something happened. We're seeing a star field. Now it looks like, in actuality, the image is actually shown in the linking panel, but there's some kind of projector mechanism, basically an overhead projector, on top of it that is projecting this onto that screen. I guess Atrus got tired of squinting at a tiny linking panel. But this age doesn't look very interesting now, does it? It's very starry. Now, it could be that we're just looking into a random age and there happens to be nothing there. Or maybe it's the Starfisher. Who knows? Not me! Well, I guess we should try to use this device and actually see something. change the crystal shapes and change the colors. I guess we should try and find a combination that actually does something. But there are actually 8 crystals. And that wasn't a good combination. Anyway, there are 8 crystals in 6 colors. Which means there are on the order of 10 to the 30th, if I'm not mistaken. No, that's not right. 10 to the 28th, something like that. Combinations, which is a lot, so I'm not going through all of them. Let's start with the one from the journal upstairs. Although there were only 4 crystals visible there, we might be able to make that work. I guess that was the first one. That's the second one. The third one is already right. That picture was also in black and white, so if we're gonna have to guess the colors, it's gonna take a long time. Well, those are the first 4 crystals. Let's try it. See something. Glimpses of a few places. But it ends up in the void again. But that's because the 5th crystal also matters. And in fact, the one you need to use, well, you could just brute force this, because there's only 8 combinations after all, is this one. And there we go! This is the watery age that Atrus described in the journal. Now the interesting thing is that we were not given colors, but apparently these colors work. Or maybe any color works. I don't know. Let's try. Set this one to a different color. We changed the view. That's interesting. Well, if you remember, Atrus described that you could actually use the crystals to change the age, although in fact, of course, you're not changing the age. You're just looking into one of many similar but slightly different ages. And it seems that by changing the colors we are able to achieve that effect. I think we've gone all the way around, yes. Let's pick a static viewpoint. See what some of the other crystals do. Let's try this one. Neat! Raises the water level. Can we drown the whole age? Nope. Goes back down. Oh, all the way down. Stop! We'll have some water. Let's see if we can get the water back up slightly. I don't see anything. Ah, there we go, that's nice. Let's try this one. This one is actually a lot more subtle. There, you could see that one pretty clearly. It changes the texture of the rock. So I guess it's changing from different types of rock. How about this one? The snow. Yep. Change the amount of snow. Maybe we're looking into a slightly different time of year. Maybe each version of the age has a slightly different orbital inclination, changing what time of year it is in that age. Therefore, removing the snow. I don't like it when it's all gone. Can bring it back. There it goes. I'll go through all the permutations when you loop around. Lots of snow. How about the last one? This is another very subtle one. Don't know how visible it will be in the videos, but it changes the colors of the trees. They were reddish, now they're sort of bluish. I can't even tell that really. But it does actually change the colors of the trees. It's hard to see though. Really, the reddish one is the only one that you can really clearly see. Oh well, unfortunately only the changing the colors works. If you change one of the crystals, we're deposited back in space. Well, we'll see what else we can get on this thing in the next video.